Hello there. So, Mali has been the first ever African country to successfully kick out the United Nations peacekeepers.
Will those in favor please raise their hand?
So, how did we get here? Last year, the UN Security Council voted to end a decade-long peacekeeping mission in Mali after the West African country's military junta abruptly asked the force to leave without delay. Now, I'm going to tell you why they asked them to leave, but before I do that, I want to tell you a little bit about these peacekeepers, the United Nations peacekeepers, also known as the MINUSMA, because the mission in Mali was given the name MINUSMA or MINUSMA. The UN peacekeeping mission in Mali is made up of 13,000 troops deployed by the Security Council back in the year 2013 to support efforts to restore stability after Al-Qaeda-linked insurgents and separatists took over parts of the desert north in the year 2012. At the same time, that is the time that 9,000 French troops were also deployed in the same territory, and the French forces initially forced these militants to retreat, but then they bounced back. Violent attacks have persisted and spread it into neighboring Niger and Burkina Faso, killing thousands and creating one of the world's fastest growing humanitarian crises. So far, about 170 peacekeepers have died in the fighting, the most of any ongoing United Nations mission. So what is their problem with the Mali army, or what is the issue here? According to the Malian army, they are saying that these 13,000 United Nations peacekeepers have been doing nothing for the last 10 years because for them, they wanted the MINUSMA to play a more active fighting role. But according to the United Nations peacekeeping forces, they are there to mediate conflict and to help cool ethnic disputes in rural areas. So they have been providing medical evacuation for injured, fighting factions in that country. They have also coordinated peace talks between rival armed groups in the north of Mali. And basically, they are there to maintain peace, but they are not there to engage in a more active fighting role. The same thing with the French troops. The 9,000 French soldiers that were there, initially they came and they were able to fight and repair these insurgents. But then they started basically sitting there, doing nothing, and allowing these insurgents to get more powerful to a point that they have spread to neighboring countries. And that is the issue. According to the Malian army, the presence of these foreign troops, the 13,000 UN mission forces and the 9,000 French troops and 4,000 from German have provided propaganda tool for these insurgents to recruit new members and even attract foreign aid from other insurgent groups from Middle East. The other thing is that the EU and other international partners have been sending, money and funds to support in the fight of these insurgents. And instead of that money going to equip and upgrade the Malian army, all that money goes to the UN peacekeepers who are doing nothing. And all that budget and money goes to maintain the French soldiers as part of the EU and NATO troops there. So the Malian army are arguing that money, because most of it is basically set aside for Mali and to improve security in Mali, should be sent to the Malian army to upgrade their equipment and to expand the capability of the Malian army. But instead, we have ghost soldiers there calling themselves United Nations peacekeepers who are doing nothing and getting all this money and spending all this money that is being sent in the name of trying to maintain or bring peace to that part of Africa.